media and focus on our own body. Let us scan the body from top to bottom, and with each part we can say relax. Relax the head, shoulders, chest, stomach, back, buttocks, thighs, knees, calf muscles, feet. We can imagine golden light passing through our entire body, which is a healing light. Let us withdraw the mind from the body. If the body is still, that means it is not inviting for any attention. Our job is to still the mind and still the body and silence the mind. This is our sadhana chatushtaya. This is our purushartha. Let us focus on our breath. Always in the present moment, always fresh, always moving. The mind immediately quietens because mind takes up the qualities of the breath. Let us focus on our emotions, feelings, what I have been feeling since morning, what kind of emotions I felt throughout the morning, which emotions are working for me, which emotions are not working for me, which emotions are taking me away from my goal of life, Sukha Shanti, which emotions are taking me towards Sukha Shanti. Let us withdraw from the emotion, focus on the thoughts, quantity, quality, direction of thoughts, where my mind goes naturally when I'm not doing anything. It is important for a spiritual sadhak to sit without WhatsApp, without mobile, without book, without TV, and just check where the mind flows, where it goes, whether it is going in Idam or it is going to Isha. Without any force. There must be an observer of the thoughts, emotions, breath, body, surrounding, environment, Jagat. Who is this observer? Who am I? Who is observing all this drama, what is going on? Constantly changing. The observer has to be changeless. Let us invoke God's and Guru's grace by chanting Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. After our regular chanting, we'll do the Shanti part of Isavasya.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Vidya, you wanted to chant full, no? Before we start?
Okay, shall we chant?
We can chant. We're going to start with Shanti part and the first mantra ASAP.
Okay. ॐ ईशावास्यमिदगं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधक्तस्य स्विद्धनं कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः। एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे असुर्यानाम ते लोकाः अन्धेन तमसा वृताः तागंस्ते प्रेत्या विगच्छन्ति ये के चात्महनो जनाः अनेजदेकं मनसो जवीयः नैनद्देवा आप्नुवन् पूर्वमर्षत् तद्धावतोऽन्यानत्येति तिष्ठत् तस्मिन्नपो मातरिश्वा दधाति तदेजति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यास्य बाह्यतः यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मैवाभूद्विजानतः तत्र को मोहः कः शोकः एकत्वमनुपश्यतः सपर्यगात् शुक्रमकायमव्रणम् अस्नाविरगं शुद्धमपापविद्धं कविर्मनीषी परिभू स्वयंभूः याथा तथ्यथोऽर्थान् व्यदतात् शाश्वतीभ्यः समाभ्यः अन्धं तमः प्रविशन्ति ये अविद्यामुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमः य उविद्यायागं रताः अन्यदेवाहुर्विद्यया अन्यदाहुरविद्यया इति शुश्रुमधीराणां येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे विद्यां च यस्तद्वेदोभयगं सः अविद्यया मृत्युं तीर्त्वा विद्ययामृतमश्नुते अन्धं तमः प्रविशन्ति ये असम्भूतिमुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमः य उसम्भूत्यागं रताः अन्यदेवाहुसम्भवात् अन्यदाहुरसम्भवात् इति शुश्रुमधीराणां येनस्तत्पिचचक्षिरे सम्भूतिं च विनाशं च यस्तद्वेदोभयगं सः विनाशेन मृत्युं तीर्त्वा सम्भूत्यामृतमश्नुते हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखं तत्त्वं पूषन्नपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये पूषन्नेकर्षे यमः सूर्यप्राजापत्य व्यूहरश्मीन् समूह तेजः यत्ते रूपं कल्याणतमं तत्ते पश्यामि यो असावसौ पुरुषः सोऽहमस्मि वायुरनिलममृतमथेदं भस्मान्तगं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर क्रतगं स्मर क्रतो स्मर क्रतगं स्मर अग्नेनय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां तेन मौक्तिं विधेम
Very
ॐ
nice.
शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Very nice, Vidya. So, till now we have completed following topics. Vedas. What is the meaning of Veda? What are the different Vedas? What are the classification in the Veda? Then we also saw Praman. Veda is the Praman. We saw different Pramanas and speciality of each Praman and how we can use this, how we unknowingly use this in our day-to-day life. Valid means of knowledge. Then we saw what is the meaning of Upanishad and also Anubandha Chatushtaya of Upanishad. What Upanishad, subject matter, who is a Adhikari, what is a Sambandha and what is a Prayojan. And we also saw overall glimpse of what are the different schools of thought. Darshana Shastra. So we saw 9 schools, overall view that some of the schools do not believe in Vedas as a Paurushaya, divine revelation. They say it was created by human being. So today we are going to start the Isavasya Upanishad. Also next topic we saw the background of Isavasya Upanishad. It has got 18 mantras. It appears in Shukla Yajurveda in the mantra portion. 39 chapters earlier are based on karma and 40th chapter is Isavasya Upanishad. That's the reason we saw Upodghat Bhashya by Adi Shankaracharya also. Not applicable today to prove that this is Jnana Marga, Jnana Kanda and not Karma Kanda. Earlier this debate used to go on constantly about Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. Right now we are not having that much of significance. So with that background, we also heard from Vidya the Shanti part of Isavasya Upanishad, that is Purnamada Purnamidam. That we will see only the word meaning today. After 8th mantra, we are going to see the meaning, but the meaning will keep coming in between in some of the verses. So, Shanti part, why it is done, we all know it is done by both teacher and the taught. So that there is mutual respect. There may be some kind of disagreement, some kind of conflict, some kind of dislikes. But when the teacher and the taught are having fondness, have the commitment, have mutual respect, the energy flows without effort. And that's the reason we find sometimes we just understand everything so quickly. And sometimes it takes so much of time and we have to mull over to understand a lot of things. So that is where the tuning is important. In our Guru Parampara, the tuning is very important. that once I find the tuning, I must follow it, because that is where the teacher and the taught get tuned. So Shanti part is done by both, not only one, only the students do, not like that, teacher and taught both do. So what is the Shanti part here? Om. First word is Om. That is Brahman. That is the name of Brahman, is the name of consciousness, existence, bliss, God. So the same we called as Atma when we relate to individual. We call same as Ishvara or God. When we talk about Paroksha, God is Paroksha. When it Aparoksha, it becomes Atma. And the same God is called as Brahman in Upanishad. So Om word is very, very important. Even if we do not know, the moment we say Om, as we become alert when our name is taken, the consciousness gets awakened more. So it's an awakening process. What is the first point? Purnamada, Purnamidam. So as we mentioned, we are not going to discuss in detail. This will keep coming in between when we discuss the first mantra itself, and then 4th to 8th mantra when we discuss these topics will come in slightly more detail. So Purnamada Purnamidam means that is Purna, whole and complete. This also is Purna. So these two words are important, that and this. What we call as this, which is near to me, and which is far off, we call as that. So many people say that Brahman, that God, God is not listening. Why God is doing so? That means I am not understood the Jnana Kanda properly, because when I say that means God goes far away. When I say that Brahman I am going to discuss in Upanishad, the Brahman goes far away. So during this Upanishad, we are going to see that whatever we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss about Brahman. At the same time, Guruji says, whenever these descriptions are going to come, these descriptions are spoken about me. That is what I have to say constantly. Purna means whole and complete. All our ignorance, vasanas, desire, thoughts, actions, again vasanas originate from a sense of incompleteness. There is a sense of incompleteness. I'm incomplete without something. So what is mentioned here is that is Purna, this also is Purna. Purnat Purna Mudachyate, from that Purna, this Purna has come. So what is that and what is this? We are going to discuss with various concepts and parameters. We are going to see that. And the third sentence is Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Ashishyate. From that, if this is removed, Purna alone remains. So one affirmation we have to say morning, afternoon, evening, night. I have to say to myself, I am whole and complete. I am Purna. I am Purna. That is the truth. And slowly, that affirmation will start working in me, and I will go beyond the desires, because desires originate from Apurnatva. Somewhere there is Apurnata, so the desire comes, vasanas come. So we are going to discuss in detail. This is a word meaning of this particular Shanti part. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We have seen 3 times. We are invoking Shanti from the world, from our surroundings, and from within. There must be peace. So this is a Shanti mantra of this Upanishad. Other Upanishads have their own Shanti mantras. As we chant Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, that Shanti mantra comes in other Upanishads. So many times we find some Mahatmas, they chant Om Purnamada Purnamidam in the beginning. Though in Chinmaya Mission, as a rule or as a policy, as a tradition, we normally chant Om Purnamada Purnamidam in the last, in completion of any program, any chapter, or any project or task we take. So this we can chant after completing our food also. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, because we chant Brahmarpanam and then we should complete the food eating by that I am whole and complete now. Practice, because then this will become as a practice. So we are also going to see practices as we go along for each mantras, what we can do. So with that, we will enter into the first mantra. Isavasyam idagam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. So this is the first, we will analyze this and then go to the next sentence. So Isha means ruler. Vasyam means covered, clothed. There are many meanings. Idam means this, sarvam means entire, yat kincha means whatever. Now whatever, all these words we are going to analyze. Jagatyam jagat, moving and unmoving objects in the world, changing things in the changing world. So why Jagatyam jagat also is mentioned, we will discuss. So right now also we see that everything is changing in our mind, in our body, in our thoughts, in our emotions, in our knowledge. So there are certain things is changing in the changing world. So both are changing. So Jagatyam jagat. So what is a sentence here? This entire world of moving, unmoving, world of perceptions, feelings, ideas, this world is called as Jagata. Jayate gacchati iti Jagata means that which is constantly arising, remaining there and then dissolving. That is Jagata. So this is a very important point that we have to remember, because once we understand even this word, Jagatyam Jagat, so many problems will dissolve just by thinking about this Jagatyam Jagat. We will not give so much of significance to what is happening outside. We will not give significance to what is happening inside me, because everything arises, remains there, goes away. Because that is the nature of Jagat. It is going to change, and seeking something permanent in the Jagatyam Jagat is the one of the sorrow one of the suffering, cause of suffering is seeking permanency in changing things. So this entire world is which is perceived, that is also very important, perceived by our senses, feelings and ideas, perceptions, feelings and ideas. This entire world is permeated, covered, clothed by the Lord, Ish, ruler. So now, suppose we understand this, Uttam Adhikari closes his eyes and realizes, because my word is Isha, my thought is God, my emotions are God, my ideas are God, this world is God. The Uttam Adhikari just closes eyes, sits straight and goes into Samadhi. The first verse is meant for Uttam Adhikari. This much is enough for the Uttam Adhikari to go into Samadhi and realize no further questions. So now we will understand what is this Jagata. Spirit plus matter is equal to Jagata. Situations, objects, people. That is our world. Our world is made up of situations which are changing every day. Our world is made up of objects which are again changing every day. Our world is made up of people which are changing every day, but we expect people to be same. This is a very important point to note. No, 10 years back you were like this, now you are behaving with me like this. But we both have changed. Our relationship changed. The Guru-Shishya relationship changes. The Guru doesn't explain everything after the Shishya remains for 10 years. Only one word the Shishya has to understand what the Guru is telling. Relationship changed, everything changed. So what is matter? What is Jagata? Matter is inert, perishable, and that is enlivened by the spirit. Now, see, we are analyzing all these things one by one. Huh? So what is matter? Matter is inert and perishable, changing, and the spirit, the Isha, is sentient, consciousness. And we are going to see so many attributes of this once we go ahead. Now, Isha means ruler of all senses, monitor of all mental activities, governor of all environment. That is Isha. So every thought in our mind is monitored by God. Every emotion, what we emote, is known by the God. Every environment, the governor is God. Either we replace word God with Isha, or you can say Brahman, or you can say nature, or whatever. But here we are going to say Isha. Isha means ruler, one who rules. There are root meanings of the Isha also, but basic concept is Isha is the ruler. What is a tragedy we are having? Why this Isavasya Upanishad we are learning? Because we are not aware of this fact that what we are seeing outside is also Isha. So that's the reason we have to be careful. Suppose we blame somebody, suppose we complain about something, suppose we are criticizing something, that is God only, Isha only. And that is created by Isha only. So a spiritual sadhak never criticizes, scripts, complains, blames about anything, knowing this verse. So this verse has to be by-hearted. Anytime, suppose I am feeling wrong about something, I say Isavasya Upanishad Session. That person also whom I dislike, whom I hate, is pervaded by the same Isha. So what is a tragedy? We perceive the world, but we do not perceive God or Isha. That is a tragedy. So for Uttam Adhikari, this much is enough. He shifts the attention from Idam to Isha and then goes into Samadhi. So how the ruler rules, governs, monitors? Guruji says by being the inner self of all. The Ishwar rules everything from within. This is very important because we say God is there, God is in the temple, God is sitting in the heaven, God is in this lok, that lok. No. God is everywhere. Within me, this moment, God is watching every moment. Our every breath, our every thought, our every... And not that He is watching in terms of judgment. It is just illumining it. Not interested in what we are doing. This point, what I mentioned in the last breath, must be noted because Ishavasyam Idagam Sarvam, when we are going to analyze in detail, we will see this world is only an appearance. So what is a practice? Have a right vision. Number one, God appears as all situations, objects, people. Shift the attention from the name and form to reality. Self, world, God, spirit is one. So once we start practicing this, slowly, my judgment goes down, the acceptance increases, we are going to see what will start happening. And immediately we will see that people will start behaving differently because I start behaving differently with people. So this knowledge is not only just kept in the mind and then say that, okay, I have now mastered Isavasya Upanishad, but this is to practice in day-to-day life. Then I will become Uttam Adhikari. If I am already an Uttam Adhikari, I will get into Vididhyasanam, meditation, and realize immediately. So shift the attention from the change to the changeless. That's the reason in day-to-day life also what we must say, okay, if my body pain is there, who is watching? If my mind is fluctuating and vikshepa, who is watching the mind? Okay, there are so many thoughts which are disturbing me. Who is watching? There is happiness and joy. Who is watching? The watcher is the changeless one. So I slowly start shifting from change to changeless. Shift the attention from perception, world of perception, sensations, feelings, and thoughts. This is where the Uttam Adhikari actually works on, because Uttam Adhikari is not interested in the world of perception, sensation, feelings, and thoughts. Gurudev writes in his commentary, I hope all of you are having this book and ordered online, Isavasya Upanishad. In this, if not, then please order online, because when we are studying a Upanishad, we must first listen and then we must go back and read the commentary. We must again read the mantra meaning. That is how we master the Upanishad. So Gurudev writes in his commentary, which are like bubbles, froth, waves, and whirls. What are these? These are our perceptions, these are our feelings, these are our sensations, these are our thoughts. So from today, we must not give so much of significance what is happening inside my mind. The whole drama is going on. The moment we stop giving importance to this drama, the drama will subside and we will get focused concentration on the Isha. That is what our goal is. And we must shift the attention from this world of perception, feelings, sensations, and thoughts. These four words are important to Isha. Now, Isha word we are not describing so much because that will be described in the Upanishad. So, God, self, ocean, whatever I want to say. Look upon the entire creation as Isha and enjoy the bliss of realization. Uttam Adhikari just does that and gets into Samadhi. Know that my real nature is divine. Now, this is a very important point because some people say, what is the point of all this knowledge? Just do good, be good. No. Do good, be good. It will create Chitta Shuddhi. But again, my Chitta can become dirty if I do not know this, because once I know what is my real nature and goal of life, all other goals in life do not bother me so much. What is happening in my family, small things, what is happening in my job, what is happening in the society, what is happening in the world, what is happening in the environment, I enjoy, but it doesn't bother me at the core because I know all this thing is only an appearance and my real nature is divine. People used to go to Ramana Maharshi and say, Bhagwan, see, world war is going on. So much of destruction is going on. So much of burning is going on. Do something. He used to say, if there is fire on the screen, you don't run with the bucket to douse the fire on the screen in a movie. We don't get entangled so much with what is going on the screen. So we must shift the attention from all those forms and names on the screen to the screen. So enjoy the forms and names, but don't get entangled. So practice oneness. And what is this oneness? How can we say that we have really understood Isavasyam, Idam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat? If today we have understood this, we will become from today more accommodative. We will accept everything, not tolerant, very important. Vijay gives one very good example in this, that suppose down children are playing cricket and my window breaks. The ball comes at home and the window breaks. I get very angry and shout, who has done this? And then may throw some tantrums. After some time, slowly our own son comes and say, I have broken. What we will do? Suppose our own son comes and say, I have broken. Okay, it happens. Don't do again. So the same way I must treat others. Transaction, functionally, we may treat others differently. But at the core, we must say, okay, they are all mine, me only. There are so many stories. Guruji's story on this. One husband and wife had bought one new house in a new complex. That complex was coming up. Hardly anybody was staying there. Slightly outskirts. At 12 o'clock, the wife wakes the husband. Look, there is some sound coming down. Staying in a new bungalow. Both of them found there is some bhoot, pishach coming. The husband was scared to go. I have married you. I suppose I would have known this earlier that you are such a coward. I was not married. Now, when that sentence comes from wife, the husband woke up, got up from the bed, slowly got down from the first floor, 3 steps. Then he saw his own son, have come back late at 12 o'clock at night and opening the fridge and eating ice cream. Suddenly all fear goes, anger goes, all the negative emotions goes, and then it is replaced by love. So when this is understood in its real context, immediately I will feel love towards all. So I must also know what. No, I have understood the verse word by word, grammar by grammar. But if I have understood intellectually, then it is not going to work. Guruji says all these things we must feel from deep within. Oneness in the body, Gurudev's example. If my teeth cuts the tongue, then okay, I don't say anything. If my finger goes in my eyes, I don't do anything. But if somebody else does that, then I get so angry. Ishavasyam idam sarvam is not understood. Functionally, I need to be different with others, but at the core, at the thinking, at the intention level, I must by heart this sentence. Anytime I'm getting angry with somebody, I say Ishavasyam idam sarvam. This whole world is pervaded, clothed by the God. So very interesting, as we are wearing clothes, the God is actually, we can imagine in meditation that God is surrounding us and has become our cloth and then protecting us. Adi Shankaracharya gives one example in this. So we can see the Drishtanta are so important because Adi Shankara also gives one beautiful Drishtanta. He says when sandalwood and water comes together, when there is water and on that sandalwood remains for some time, sometimes the sandalwood gets along with some moss, some green, and sandalwood loses its original fragrance. And when we pick up that sandalwood, the sandalwood may smell may give some bad odor. So what we do to get the real odor or real fragrance of sandalwood, we rub the sandalwood. After taking out from the water, we dry it. After it is dried, we rub the sandalwood and the original fragrance comes. In the same way, he says that we get attached to this world and lose our fragrance, our divinity, and our real fragrance of love, compassion. And when we start rubbing this with this knowledge, slowly, the fragrance will start coming. For that, we have to get dried up like a Upanishadic student. Now, what is this drying up? That is given in the second line of this first mantra. What is a technique to realize this? So the first sentence gives the goal. The second sentence of the first mantra gives the technique. The technique our Vedas or this Upanishad gives is by renunciation and by not coveting and by acceptance. So 3 techniques are given. By renunciation is the main technique. So that's the reason the first mantra is for Upanishadic student, that is for the sannyasi, one who has given up a lot of things. So what it says, tena tyaktena. Now we are going to see there are different meanings come in this particular second sentence, because when we take tena tyaktena together, it means by renunciation. When we divide this word, it says by him. Madhavacharya gives this beautiful meaning. Tena means by him. So we will see all these meanings, but let us see what Adi Shankaracharya has given the meaning first, and then we will see 4 to 5 meanings of the same sentence coming up. So what is the word meaning of this? Tena, by him, tyaktena, by tyagena. Bhujita also has 2 meanings, protect and enjoy. Ma, do not, gruda, covet, kasya svidhanam, to whom this wealth belongs, to whom this world belongs. What belongs to me, what doesn't belong to me, I must be very clear. No. I belong to my family belongs to me. I belong to this world belongs to me. Bhagavan is going to say, no, nothing belongs to you. Everything belongs to me because I pervade everything from within, from outside, from everywhere. Don't make mistake by any time saying that this belongs to me. The moment I say this, then God has different techniques to remove that belonging, and that's the reason we come across situations, people, objects where we are removed of this attachment somehow. So tena taktena, 2 meanings, renounce that and enjoy what is given by the Lord, which we are going to analyze. So first meaning is what? Renounce and protect. What to renounce? Now, as we mentioned, very important one. Here the Upanishadic student understands, but here we have to analyze, and that's the reason we require Adi Shankaracharya's commentary, he says, renounce the earlier faulty vision that I am this BMI, number one. Renounce the three desire, vasanas, putreshna, vitteshna, lokeshna. These three are our constant preoccupations of the mind. Either my mind is going into my family, progeny, pleasure, loved ones. No, but I love my family. That is right. Nobody is saying, God is saying not love, but don't get attached because things are changing. One day, somebody has to leave. The second where mind is preoccupied is wealth. Wealth is required for comfort to enjoy everything, but that is where all our studies in the school, college, job, business is directed towards earning wealth only. And lokeshna means how many appreciations I got on the Facebook, WhatsApp. I want fame and power in some form of the other. So Bhagavan is saying is that you drop this immediately. Upanishadic student has already dropped this and reached the Guru. Renounce attachment to name and forms in the mind. That is the Jagata. Jagatyam Jagata. Renounce differences, renounce judgments, renounce labels, renounce mindness, renounce I-ness, renounce six impurities of the mind, renounce the false snakes and ghost appearance. And Bunjita, protect yourself from all sorrows of appearances. Rejoice in the vision of reality of rope and post. So rejoice in the reality of Isha and drop all attachments which are coming only from an appearance. It is like watching a serial on Netflix and then crying that why this character is doing like this, why this character is troubling like this, why this character is doing like this. But still I go on watching for 100 episodes. Same thing is happening. Aneka janma samprapta, again and again. We are going through the same process and getting entangled with family, situations, objects, job, business, whatever I say, and we are missing the real vision of divinity. And as here Isha is not discussed, we will see the whole process and how the whole mantras are lined up. From 4th, this topic is again going to come. Okay, please tell me Isha. Some 4 to 8 mantras are going to discuss about Isha in detail. Do not covet. So we'll take only this part. Do not covet. Why we accumulate things? People, objects, situation, wealth, because it gives us a false sense of security and expansion. I will need later on. So I will keep all the objects in my house. So every day we must say, okay, if object is not utilized for 6 months, give up. I can buy later on when needed later on, if I have money. But otherwise, we must not keep unnecessary objects at home just by looking at tomorrow I will need, tomorrow I will need. And these objects means objects, thoughts, emotions, ideas. We must give up mentally also. These are not outside objects. Mind also, I must, okay, this thought I don't need, I give up. This emotion I don't need, I give up. This opinion I don't need, I give up. Slowly, I start renouncing in the mind. And then enjoyment of renunciation, not by accumulation, is the method suggested here in the first verse. Gurudev gives examples, renounce the peel and wrapper and enjoy the banana and chocolate. It is example Gurudev gives in the... So the wrapper is the world. Enjoy the real chocolate. Peel is the world. Remove the peel and enjoy the banana. Possessiveness is a form of desire. Renounce desire. Desire prompted thoughts. Desire prompted actions. So I think we know this verse and then we will complete today and we'll take up the second meaning next time. This we chant when a sannyasi comes home. Now we know exactly why this sutra, Sannyasa Sukta, is chanted when a sannyasi is welcome. Na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyage naike amrutatva manashu. Not by karma, not by progeny, not by dhana, I am going to get amrutatva, but only by one method I am going to get amrutatva. And those who have heard the dialogue between Maitri Brahmana, there she uses constantly amrutatva. I want an amrutatva. That is only accomplished, attained through tyaga. Not by gold, not by position, not by of next progeny family, I will not get immortality. So we'll just take this topic next time. What is the difference between greed and growth? Because if the first verse is heard by anyone, that means you say that you don't have any family, you don't do any job, you should not have any ambition. No, there is a difference between greed, ambition, and growth. We are growth oriented sadhaks. We want to grow, but we do not want to get attached to any of these kind of things. So we will see what is the difference in this, and we will see what is the second meaning of tena tyaktena bunjita. This word, many masters have given different meanings. So there are 5 interpretations we will see after we complete this particular first mantra, and then we will analyze this mantra word by word. First mantra is the entire Upanishad. So first mantra, the commentary, the discussion will be much more than further mantras. If anyone has any questions, we can take up. I will chant Om Purnamada. If anyone has any questions, put in the chat or please ask. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. And do not think that I do not think that if I am not qualified for this, Bhagavan knows, Isavasya Upanishad knows. The second mantra is Vedji says for all of us. If that is also not there, then there is a third mantra. And after 8th mantra, still if I feel that I am still not Adhikari, then further mantras are there. Because I am finding myself in family, job, business, karma. Then for them, second mantra is there. This mantra is a person to renounce. Renounce and realize here and now. Also, those who are listening, they must see the similarity between this Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita. Why Vinoba Bhave calls this Upanishad as Gita. If anybody finds few similarities, please share next time before we start the class. Shruti, Manisha, Shruti cannot unmute.
One minute, I'll go.